Hi guys, I'm Michaela Swindell. I want to teach kindergarten, and it's kind of important for them to learn how to do math and all that since it's one of the bigger subjects. So for our final project, I chose to do symmetry for kindergarten, and I think it would be fun to have all the kids sit in a circle anywhere in the classroom. You can have them on a carpet, you can have them, in their desks, moved in a circle. And then you can explain to them what symmetry is and why it's important. And then after you do all that, you can ask them if they have any questions, answer the questions, and then you can get some little flashcards that have different shapes and letters and stuff on them. Or you can just find random objects around the room that have symmetry and don't have symmetry. And then one by one, you will have the students come up and they'll all have a different flashcard or object in the room, and they will tell you whether or not it has symmetry or if it doesn't, and why they think it does or doesn't. And if they're right, then that's really good. They have learned what symmetry is and why it's important. And hopefully they'll be able to learn and tell, their parents when they're out walking around or doing anything like that, like, oh, hey, that has symmetry. It's a ball. You can cut it any way and it'll be symmetrical. But we really want them to be able to tell you, to correctly tell you whether certain objects do or don't have symmetry and why it does, if it does, and how it does. For instance, you can take a pencil and it can be symmetrical, but one side has an eraser on it, so if the other side doesn't have an eraser on it, it won't be symmetrical. Or you can take a regular triangle, because in kindergarten they have to learn their shapes, and the triangle is one of the most important shapes and easiest to identify, and you can split it down the middle as long as it's an equilateral triangle, and it will be symmetrical. After that lesson, after they get done sitting on the carpet and everybody gets their turn to go ahead and tell us whether or not their picture has symmetry or not, we can give them some kind of worksheet that has a whole bunch of different shapes, like a butterfly or circles or letters or any kind of thing, and they can take it home and be able to say whether it does or not, and their parents will be able to see what they're learning, and we'll be able to make sure that they're actually catching on to what we're teaching them. So I think it would be a really fun plan.